YouTubers, let's go for a ride. Are you ready? Let's go. This is going to be a good ride, I'm hoping. We usually are. We got a mid-60s degree day, and it looks like it's going to be pleasant throughout the entire ride. I'm on the Parkway again, which seems to be something I do quite a bit of the time, and I enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy the scenery too. The leaves are coming into full bloom here. And this road runs off of US Route 321, and on the far end it runs back into Route 321, which is also a nice road to drive on. But this is better because you have the more extreme changes in altitude, and certain stretches have some really good twisties on them. On the other end, you come out just outside of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Anybody who's visited East Tennessee and been in Pigeon Forge knows that it's kind of a major tourist trap. They got a lot of things to see and do, and it's also not very far from Dollywood. I don't know how many of you have ever visited Dollywood, but it's quite an experience. We became members of Dollywood, which gave us some breaks in terms of free parking, entrance to all of the shows, and most of the shows are free anyway, 20% off on any food or present type purchases that you may make in one of their stores. Pleasant day, lots of good shows. The shows are especially good at Christmas time. We didn't renew our membership this year because of COVID, but perhaps if things continue to improve the way they have, you may join next year, unless something else comes up, which I may talk about in a later video. We'll see. But in the meantime, this is really lots of fun. Temperature is just about perfect. It's motorcycle jacket comfortable, 65 degrees thereabouts, and of course it'll drop a little bit as the altitude increases, but still really nice. Looking forward to weather that's a little bit warmer, maybe. 70 to mid-70s are just about as good as it gets for me. And of course the extreme heat is coming later on, and that's when I'll go back to doing the Bon Armour shirt instead, over a t-shirt or a long-sleeved shirt, and get pretty much kind of protection I like to have at the shoulders, elbows, and back. I'm very pleased with that purchase. I have the pants also, but since I started riding a trike, I see less of a need for that. Famous last words, right? So, to those of you who are in the more northern states, I'm guessing by now you probably have your bikes or trikes out, getting them freshened up for a fresh season of riding, and looking forward to adventures. As I've probably stated before, ad nauseum, I really don't put the trike away for the winter time because the winter isn't very severe here in East Tennessee. Occasionally we'll get a snowstorm. We had an absolutely perfect one this year. It came at Christmas Eve and into Christmas Day, where we had a nice snowfall, and it was there, we enjoyed it, and then it melted. They didn't put a lot of salt on the roads, so that wasn't much of an issue either. One thing I hate is salt, whether it's with a favorite car or with a favorite motorcycle. It just does a lot of damage. I knew a guy once that rode to Florida for the big motorcycle gathering there, and rode on the beach. And when he came back, his engine cases on his Harley were like totally pitted, and he was looking desperately for some kind of a solution to get that stuff off. Of course, there's really no easy way to get it off other than you have to burnish it off somehow, hopefully without doing any real damage to the metal underneath. But if you don't ride in the salt, you don't get the salt down there, you don't have to worry about it. So that's kind of the approach I like to take. And maybe some of you agree with me. We'll see. Anyhow, still continuing to enjoy the ride, and really light traffic today. Not much in the way of traffic at all. So I'm not going to be running over anybody. Whoa, look at that! Look at that big old turkey! Man! Did I ever tell you my turkey story? I was on the other side of 321, on the older section of the parkway, and a turkey was crossing the road. I know, why'd the turkey cross the road and get to the other side? Well, just as I came to him, he sprung up and he bashed me on the shoulder. Probably did more damage to me than it did to him. But anyway, that's life. that's a view you gotta love. I know I sure do. Hey girls. Probably hiking up a little higher to get a little better look. They did a beautiful job on this road. It took them a long time to get it done, but the finished product is certainly well worth the wait. Look at that. Man, you gotta love it. Those puffy white clouds over the mountains. Really nice. Now we're getting into a little twistier section. This is the stuff I really like. I guess you've probably figured that out by now. But anyhow, so here we go, making our way back down and headed towards the intersection of the Foothills Parkway Extension and 321. Traffic is still very light. Not even much traffic on the overlinks. I guess I picked the right day. Well, here's a little bit of traffic. I mean, why wouldn't you want to pull in there and get some photos? Who knows where these people come from? I guess from all over. And this is probably a real destination, you know, whether they're in maybe Pigeon Forge or in Townsend on the quiet side of the Smokies to do this ride or drive, mostly drive, but from the looks of things. These scenes are just spectacular. I sure enjoy it. Gonna have to start thinking about another run on the Dragon Loop. That's I think it's about a 125-mile ride, doing the 11 miles and 318 curves on the tail of the Dragon, and then continuing on and connecting with the Cherahalla Skyway. It starts in North Carolina, and about midway through it runs back into Tennessee. It's a beautiful drive, and it's not the workout that the Dragon is, but it's got some beautiful scenery. Climbs up to something north of 5,000 feet, I think like 5,300 feet at the high end. And as we've learned in the past, those of us that have been on the Cherahalla frequently know the weather on the bottom can be very different from the weather on the top. We had a speedster owners gathering, and we were warned that it was going to be kind of icy and slippery up top. One guy made the trip anyway in his car. He confirmed that it was not quite what he was looking for. Good day not to go up, I guess. And I don't believe they salt that road, so that could be pretty treacherous, especially if you're driving a valued possession. But anyway, still we continue down. There's these stupidly slow turns. Somebody really slow down to 25 here? I don't think so. 35 maybe. 40? Yeah, possible. But anyway, I sure have enjoyed this ride. I'm glad you came along with me, and I'm going to sign out. So with that, Speedster Johnny signing off.